So hello friends, once again I welcome you all on my YouTube channel on English literature, English language teaching and education. Friends, in English literature we have found a lot of groups of poets and writers as well as various types of poetry and writing style. We can name them as forms of writing literature. For example, forms of poetry we can say, forms of drama, forms of novel, etc. we can say. In this video series, yes friends, it is a series of different videos comprising of 8 to 9 different videos on forms of poetry. Yes friends, today we are going to learn epic poetry and some major topics, some of the major epics written in the history of English literature. So once again I want to tell you that on this online portal of coaching on UGC NET set exam in the subject of English literature, I am Dr. Rajnikant Dodia, Assistant Professor of English, going to provide you such free material in the form of video explanations. The best thing is that it's completely free for you. You just need to subscribe this channel and you will find a lot of video material on this platform with clear and easy explanation on various topics of English. Yes. Here in this video I have explained the forms of poetry, for example epic, sonnet, ode, ballad, elegy, lyric, etc. So watch full video for clear understanding of major forms of poetry as well as works written under these forms. Here only one form is explained with examples and the most important points of epic poetry. So watch full video for clear and easy understanding of the forms of poetry. Before that, subscribe this channel if you like it for the latest and upcoming free videos on UGC NET English literature. So friends, let's move on. The first form we are going to learn today is epic poetry in the history of English literature. So we have here different examples of epic. Before that, we are going to learn about what is epic. Epic is actually it is the first and greatest form of writing poetry. It is typically a long poem. Yes friends, it is typically a long poem derived from ancient oral tradition narrating different types of adventures of any heroic or legendary figures of the history. The themes or qualities of an epic include heroic actions, grand style of writing. In another way, we can say that it has great theme and a historical theme in epic poetry. Yes friends, we can find great theme, grand theme, historical theme in epic poetry. Yes, here we have different examples of epic poetry. These are enlisted here. We are going to learn about these different poetry in detail, in brief detail. So let's move on. First one is Beowulf. Beowulf is written around 8th century by an anonymous poet. It is considered as the first major and popular text of a Old English period. This epic poem presented the first hero in English literature. It has around 3182 lines. Yes friends, 3182 lines in this particular poem, Beowulf, written around 8th century. Yes friends, and it was written by an unknown poet. The poet is not mentioned in the history. Yes friends, so there is a protagonist named Beowulf. Yes, Beowulf is the name of the protagonist who set out there for defeating the monster Grendel. Yes, Grendel is there, the monster, the villain of the story. Beowulf was set out there for defeating the monster Grendel. He fights with Grendel. Then the next one is Iliad and Odyssey. Both Iliad and Odyssey are written around 8th century. These two are the epic poems by Homer. Yes friends, both the poetry were written by Homer. Iliad is a story of the great struggle to rescue Helen from Trojan captors. Yes, Iliad is a story narrating Greek struggle to rescue Helen from Trojan captors. And Helen is a Greek queen actually. She was a Greek queen. Whereas Odyssey is a tale about adventures and mythological creatures. It is story of the hero Odysseus. Yes, Odyssey is the story of the hero Odysseus. The next one is Aeneid. Aeneid was written by Roman poet Virgil in Latin language. It is a story of legendary person Aeneas. He became an ancestor of the Romans in Italy. This historical epic has 12 different books. It was composed in 12 different books by the Roman poet Virgil, in these 12 books, 6 books are narrating the story of Aeneas and his wanderings from Troy to Italy. His wanderings from Troy to Italy. These wanderings are narrated in the first 6 books. This epic has 60 lines in which are left unfinished. It has 60 lines, 60 lines, which was left unfinished by the poet due to his death. Yes, friends. So once again, the story of Aeneas is narrated in the first 6 books, and total 12 books are there. The next one is Divine Comedy. Divine Comedy is a long narrative poem. It's an epic poem by Dante and widely considered as one of the greatest work of the world literature. Yes, friends, it is very much greatest work of the world literature. It was begun in 1308 and completed in 1320. Yes, began in 1308 and completed in 1320. It is the author's journey through the afterlife. Yes, friends, it is the author's journey through the afterlife. It has 3 parts, 3 divisions of the world: the Inferno, the Purgatorio, and the Paradiso. Yes, friends, the first one is the Inferno, which can be said hell, and then second one is Purgatorio, purgatory we can say. Then the third one is Paradiso. Paradiso means heaven. So 3 books are there, 3 divisions of the world are there, written by Dante. The next one is the Fairy Queen. Fairy Queen is a great English epic poem by Edmund Spenser. Yes, friends, Edmund Spenser, very famous poet of his time, he wrote this poem, The Fairy Queen. It was great epic by him. It was written in 6 different books, from which first 3 books were published in 1590 and then republished with other 3 books in 1596. Yes, so first it was published with 3 books in 1590 and then republished with other 3 books in 1596. So 3 books in 1590 and 6 books in 1596, including the earlier 3 books. Yes, okay. It is the work where Spenser invented the form of writing poetry, which is now known as the Spenserian stanza. It is very much famous form of writing poetry, the Spenserian stanza. Spenser stated in his work Letter of the Authors. Yes, friends, it is a work by Spenser titled as Letter of the Authors. In this work, he stated that the entire epic poem, it was regarding the Fairy Queen, friends, the entire epic poem is cloudly enwrapped in allegorical devices. Yes, friends, the Fairy Queen is mentioned here. So once again, he stated that the Fairy Queen is cloudly enwrapped in allegorical devices. So this statement was stated in Spenser's work Letter of the Authors, and it is about the Fairy Queen. So Spenser presented the first 3 books of this epic to Elizabeth I. Yes, friends, he presented the first 3 books of this epic to Elizabeth I, which was sponsored by Sir Walter Raleigh. It is very much important thing, friends. It was sponsored by Sir Walter Raleigh. Then the next one is Paradise Lost. Very famous epic poem in the history of English literature. We have learnt this poetry a lot in our graduation or in our masters. So this poetry, this great epic by John Milton, it is by John Milton. The whole work was written in blank verse form. The first version of the books was published in 1667 with 10 different books having more than 10,000 lines in it. Yes, friends, more than 10,000 lines are there in the first version of books, which was published in 1667. So 10 books published in 1667. It was the first version, and the second book, the second version we can say, was published in 1674 with 12 books, which follows the style of Virgil's Aeneid. So we can say that Virgil's Aeneid style was followed by Milton in the second version in the 12 books which were published in 1674. The story narrated here in Paradise Lost, very much important part it is, friends. The story narrated here in Paradise Lost is about fall of man and the temptation of Adam and Eve. Yes, two things are there: the fall of man and the temptation of Adam and Eve. Milton had stated that Paradise Lost is written with a purpose to justify the ways of God to man. Paradise Lost is written with a purpose to justify the ways of God to man in book 1. The next one is Davy Days. Davy Days is an unfinished epic by Abraham Cowley. Yes, Abraham Cowley wrote this poem but left it unfinished. It was published in 1656 with 4 books. It has subtitle. Subtitle can be asked many times. So it has subtitle as A Sacred Poem of the Troubles of David. Yes, the subtitle of Davy Days is A Sacred Poem of the Troubles of David, written by Abraham Cowley in 4 books published in 1656. The next one is Mort d'Arthur. Mort d'Arthur means death of Arthur in English we can say, and The Idylls of the King. Both the writings are related with each other a lot. It is sometimes considered an epic poem by Tennyson. In fact, in 1833, it was the year 1833 where Tennyson decided to write a long epic about King Arthur. But after 5 years of writing, Tennyson could complete only one of the 12 books which he decided to write in 1833. He could complete only one book of the 12 books. Okay, this work by Tennyson also marked the birth of The Idylls of the King. Okay, the work Mort d'Arthur was the responsible for the birth of The Idylls of the King. And The Idylls of the King is a cycle of 12 different narrative poems by Alfred Lord Tennyson. It was published between 1859 to 1885. In this epic, Tennyson retold the story of King Arthur and his knights. It is the retelling of the 3rd, 4th and 5th chapters of 21st book of Malory's Romance of King Arthur. The rise and fall of Arthur's kingdom is described in the narrative language of the poem. So the rise and fall of Arthur's life and his kingdom is described in this poetry. The whole poem is written in blank verse form of poetry. Yes, friends, the blank verse form was widely used in this poetry. At the end, Tennyson retitled Mort d'Arthur as the Passing of Arthur. This title was given by him at the end of this work. The next work is Sohrab and Rustam. Sohrab and Rustam is an epic poem with around 892 lines by Matthew Arnold. Yes, the poet is Matthew Arnold, who wrote this epic poetry in blank verse form. Yes, blank verse form was used by Matthew Arnold in writing this poetry. This poem was published in 1853. The year of publication is 1853, and the whole story of this poem is an account of Sohrab's search. Yes, friends, there are two different characters, Sohrab and Rustam, and the whole story is an account, is the detail of Sohrab's search for his father, who was disappeared before many years. Yes, friends, he was disappeared before many years. Arnold here tried to imitate the style of Homer. Yes, friends, and Sohrab's father here was Rustam. So the story tells us about the life of Sohrab and Rustam. So friends, here we stop. We learnt major ideas and IMP points of epic poetry in English literature. If you have any query or confusion related to this video or about UGC NET exam, you can comment below this video. You can also call me or WhatsApp me anytime regarding UGC NET exam queries. In the next video, I am going to explain other significant forms of poetry like sonnet, ode, ballad, lyric, etc. So be in touch. If you like my video, you can subscribe my channel to watch latest videos on different important topics of English literature. So friends, thanks for watching. Have a good time and Jai Hind.